So if doing the same thing every day and expecting a different result is the result of insanity, how can we continue to do life and keep our sanity? How can we continue to do life the way we've been doing it? Every day I wake up, it's the same thing, a different day. Same thing, different day, bruh. Same thing, different day is insanity. I go by the name Change. When I became a Christian rapper, that's the name I feel like God gave me that name. But really, I was giving myself that name, right? It stands for chosen to help a negative generation evolve. And now, why I believe I gave myself that name is because change is inevitable. You can't put no religion on change. You can't put no God on change. Every day we changing for the better or the worse. But like I say, if we doing the same thing every day and expecting a different result, then what are you going to do to keep your sanity? That means you have to come up with creative ways to do something different with your life. Before you came into this life, they had a plan for you to go along with the flow, to go along with the status quo. The only way you can keep from going insane, doing the same thing every day and expecting a different result, is by doing something different than the plan that they laid out for you. Now, it's no way we can escape this matrix. You know what I'm saying? You can leave your job, but leaving your job is not leaving the matrix. You know what I'm saying? You may be leaving one aspect of it, but it's much more broader than that. The only way that we can leave this matrix, hopefully, is death. It's getting up out of here, breathing our last breath, right? So the closest thing to that for me, since I can't leave this planet right now, since I won't choose to do that, that's not in my control, is leaving this country. Leaving this country is the closest thing to leaving the planet for me. So when I got my passport, that's what motivated me to get my passport and get up out this country. See something different, change the narrative, create your own story, get creative to keep from going insane. This is forcing me to be creative in the way that I live, in the way that I make my income, becoming more independent and more creative. Seeing something different, being somewhere different, going to a place where I can have a better quality of life at a low expense, for low cost. I told my mama last night that I got my passport and I'm leaving the country. And she say, son, I've been had my passport. I say, you ain't tell me you had a passport. But what you gonna do with the passport? That's what I asked my mama. What are you gonna do with it? Well, she said eventually, I plan to travel. Now, my mama just made 60 years old yesterday. Now, she just started making plans to travel at 60 years old. And I told my mama, I'm not guaranteed to make it to 60 years old. So the life that she's planning at 60, I'm planning before I get 40. You know what I'm saying? So we have to seize the moment. We have to redeem the times. We have to create our own story. And what I realized last night is that though she is my mom, your relatives are just people, man. You know what I'm saying? Your mom was the vessel to bring you into the earth. She was the vehicle to get you here. That's it. Now you have to go out and create your own life. A life that will keep you from going insane. Keeping your sanity. Maintaining your sanity is the hardest thing to do in a world that's redundant. Maintaining your sanity is the hardest thing to do in a world that is redundant. Maintaining your sanity is the hardest thing to do in a world that is redundant. I'm sick of the redundancy of life. That's a boring life. You know what heaven is to me? You know what paradise is to me? To be able to get up every day and do what I want to do. Live life on my terms. That's paradise for me. So I want to travel. I want to live abroad and be able to generate my own income and live a creative life. If that means for me, right now it means leaving the country. I'm either leaving the country, and if the only way I would stay here would be to save up enough money, leave my apartment, I'm going to do that anyway. Save up enough money to buy me some land, to buy me a tiny home, to have me a cash vehicle. If you stay here, I'd say you only got one or two choices. Either you're going to get out this country and live somewhere and have a better cost of living, right? Experience a better quality of life at a low cost. Or you can remain here and set yourself up here by eliminating your expenses. The two biggest expenses being a car note, having a car period, and having to pay rent. If you can eliminate them two things, having to pay rent and having to pay a car note, insurance, gas, maintenance, where I'm going, I'm not gonna need a vehicle. So that's gonna eliminate a whole vehicle expense. So ain't no more options, bro. In order to maintain your sanity, to keep from living a redundant life, the life that they plan for you, right? You got to snap out of it. If you're sick of it, you will snap out of it. But if you're comfortable with it, you ain't gonna do nothing about it. So right now, I'm forcing myself to get uncomfortable with this system, right? In order that I may make the sacrifices that I need to make to have a better life and to maintain my sanity, escape the redundancy. You're going to have to always work. You know what I'm saying? But do I have to always work the way I'm working now? Changing the way I work, changing the amount of time I work, being more creative with my work. You know what I'm saying? Expanding your mind. That's what leaving the country, getting my passport, getting the hell up out of here is all about for me. Doing the same thing every day, you're not going to get a different result. What are you going to do different today that is going to guarantee you a different result?